Broadcasting from Boston, Massachusetts, the ARC Digital Transformation Viewpoints podcast is the only podcast dedicated to all things related to digital transformation in energy, industrial, and critical infrastructure applications. The podcast is the creation of the ARC Advisory Group Digital Transformation Practice. ARC advises leading companies on technology trends and market dynamics that affect their business. To engage further, please like and share our podcasts or reach out directly on Twitter at ARC_advisory, or please go to the website at www.arcweb.com.
Hello, this is Craig Resnick coming to you from the ARC Advisory Group. You know, one of the topics that we'd like to talk about today is something that, you know, in some respects you may not think of as something that really takes advantage of a lot of today's great technologies. You know, a lot of times when people think of things like motor control and motor management, they're thinking in terms of products that have been around for dozens and dozens of years. They're sold as to more of commodity type solutions. But I can tell you that today nothing could be farther from the truth. Today's motor control and protection take advantage of a lot of the great technologies that we're talking about today, whether it be things from artificial intelligence, analytics, industrial Internet of Things. But to do that, you really have to really be involved from a supplier that has the technologies and has the R&D to apply it to these products. So one of the things we want to talk about today, it's really going to be a fusion of two. One is the state of the art with a company that can say it's 100 years old. And so what we're going to talk about today is Schneider Electric and Schneider Electric's TeSys product line of motor and controls. And that company has been around for 100 years. And with me today to discuss that is going to be our Iount Farcas. He's a senior vice president and a European hub leader for low voltage at Schneider Electric. And we're going to have a great discussion today on a combination of TeSys, Schneider Electric, and we're going to talk a little bit about how a company lives to be 100 years old with many, many more years of success ahead of it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
That's great. So great of you to be here today, and I know that we have an interesting topic because we're going to talk about TeSys, a century of motor management. And for those unfamiliar with TeSys motor controls, can you give us a bit of the backstory?
Yes, indeed. Actually, I would be very happy to do that. But before going in that direction, I would like to ask you if did you use a lift when you arrived to your office building today, or I don't know, an escalator? If you did so, most probably the electrical installations that were powering that infrastructure were actually embedding our electrical contactors for your convenience that you enjoyed coming to the office. And because contactors help power to power the motors that make our lives easier every day, it's a very, very high chance that in all the daily interactions, you might have behind that one of the Schneider Electric contactors. So what is a contactor? Simply put, it's an electrical control device that is used repeatedly to switch electrical circuits on and off. You cannot use a breaker because it will be beyond the breaker's capability. So that's what you are using contactors for. So basically, we started this journey at Schneider Electric with the world's first bar contactor, which was designed for high power, low voltage, and heavy duty applications. And that's where the TeSys story begins. We introduced the industry's first bar contactor to the market a century ago in 1924.
Wow, 100 years. That is really an amazing accomplishment for the TeSys product line. So how do you attribute the product line's remarkable success?
I would say that this relies on three main pillars, three main reasons. So first, we have to acknowledge that we were in the right place at the right time and also with the right product. Because motors drove the industrial revolution in the early 20th century, right? So as industries grew and they went through first big wave of electrification, so did their dependence on motors. Therefore, companies wanted to control their motors in the most efficient way. And that gave us the advantage of TeSys by offering an efficient motor control with the right technology and the right switches in the right time. The second reason is that we deployed our TeSys motor solution massively worldwide, thanks to the power of our network of partners. So successful installations and reliable operational performance led to a strong market traction, very strong recognition. OEMs started working with us because not only they could purchase our TeSys contactor everywhere, but especially in the localities where they were building their machines, but they were having services accessible regarding our contactors wherever they were shipping their machines. And so the OEMs and also the end users that are using our contactors had the comfort and peace of mind that came with TeSys contactor purchase. And last but not least, the third reason I would mention is quality. Right. Nowadays, we like to say that Schneider Electric, it's an agile organization. We are constantly looking for our customers to have insights and inputs to make our solution better. And since from the beginning, by collaborating with our customers, we were able to respond to one of the biggest need, the most stringent needs from that kind of application for better solution. And of course, keeping the quality was always our first priority.
When I certainly have always thought of TeSys from motor protection and control. But what about some of the other benefits customers should expect to derive from, your overall motor management solutions?
Oh, that's a very good question. So when it comes all down to this, when a motor stops, our customers start losing money, actually. So think of it this way. At an oil and gas facility or a major manufacturing site, if a motor fails, the whole production line stops. Same in a building, right? The level of comfort cannot be ensured. So our customers are not just looking for a device to turn their motors on and off, but actually they want a complete solution that can deliver efficiency, energy savings, robust performance, and also to ensure smooth operations, right? And in this perspective, Schneider Electric provides an end-to-end solution for our customers' entire infrastructure, from hardware to software. That end-to-end expertise translates into comfort and peace of mind for our customers. So with the right combination of new motor control technologies, OEMs, but also end users can achieve additional business benefits, including, I would say, not only increased power availability, but also better performance, reduced carbon emissions, and of course, an enhanced operator and even devices safety.
Yeah, that's certainly all critical, and there's probably no company that probably has a greater emphasis certainly on sustainability, ESG, net zero, and reducing carbon emissions than certainly Schneider Electric. and which kind of, you go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true, and we are very proud of that. And even by discussing with the colleagues that are joining our organization, in many cases, actually, they are joining our organization because of our commitment towards sustainability journey that we took.
Yes, I know. I was going to say, between your chairman, Jean-Pascal Traquair, and your CEO, Peter Herwick, there's probably no company, certainly in our space, that gets greater visibility at Davos than Schneider Electric. And and I think that even extends certainly to some of the companies that that are part of the portfolio, like Aviva, for example, on the software side. And so I think of a lot of these key synergies with Schneider Electric's full portfolio solutions that the TeSys customers can best leverage and benefit. So how do you recommend that the TeSys customers, take full advantage of all that Schneider Electric has to offer?
Sure. So actually, you mentioned one point, which was on Aviva. Mm-hmm. So basically, what I would like to underline here is that our company can offer a wide portfolio from hardware to software, right? So to start with this, nowadays all the companies are aiming to control and manage their power, and Schneider Electric is actually leading in this field, right? As I said previously, our customers are not just looking for just a hardware or an electrical solution. So as you also mentioned Aviva, they are looking for a complete end-to-end solution from hardware to software. And that's what we provide with our EcoStruxure architecture, right? So let's take an example from, actually it's UPS from UPS shipping from US, but can be used in reality for any big logistics center anywhere in the world. So they had the challenge of creating a new smart hub for their deliveries, and they did not need only a few motors, power controls, right? They needed, in reality, a state-of-the-art center that had more than 20 kilometers of conveyors and a facility that could process more than 100,000 packages per hour. So with our EcoStruxure solution, from, as I said, hardware, connected products in our switchboards, drives, TeSys controls, along with our software solutions, allow them to get an all-in-one solution, which allowed them to have high reliability of operations, simplified process and improved performance, and last but not least, driving reduction in energy consumption. What this means for customers in savings, it's savings in energy cost and even in savings in terms of efforts needed for solving their issues and tracking their issues, having a better reliability on their operations. So what we try to do as Schneider Electric is to make electrical installations smarter, more efficient, therefore more sustainable and more resilient.
Yeah, and I think that's really a great point, because a lot of times what people, they think about sustainability, but ultimately what the customer is thinking about is to be resilient, because they want to be prepared for not only, any type of circumstance that could occur, and do they have the right solution that's going to help them overcome the unexpected, shall we say.
Correct.
And that's really, so we always like to extend the resilience portion, even beyond the traditional, what people think of as sustainability and energy savings and ESG and net zero. So I'm really glad to hear that, resilience also is one of the, certainly the key points.
Correct. If I may add something on resiliency, we believe that resiliency of the offer can be achieved also by ensuring that the offers have a high level of serviceability, which we aim to do in all our R&D initiatives. So basically, Schneider Electric is recognized as one of the most sustainable companies, and by helping our customers to reduce their carbon footprint, not only having a lower emissions of CO2 in the production of our equipment, but also making sure that they have less CO2 emissions throughout the operations, and then expanding the lifetime of their equipment with maintenance and all the service plans, which brings us to the topic of resiliency, as you are sharing previously.
Yes, it is. And it's great that you also brought up the point as far as the Schneider Electric supply chain itself is the strict criteria that you have from your suppliers to make sure that they have, carbon, as far as reducing their carbon emissions and a net zero strategy. That when you're buying your components for your motors and motor protection devices, that obviously the raw materials that are being assembled, your suppliers have to adhere to your standards.
True. Correct. We are embedding more and more green material in everything that we are developing. We have a good progress. We share our commitments openly to our customers, to our stakeholders, and we continue in that journey, aiming to be a net zero company as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to take this time, to thank you for your time being here today. It was great talking with you. But before I let you go, I just have one final question, and that is, how will Schneider Electric and TeSys continue to lead the way in power distribution in the next century?
Oh, that's not 1 million question. It's 1 billion question.
Exactly.
I would say. Yeah. So I would say that we know digitization, data in general that we are gathering through digitization, artificial intelligence that is leveraging the data, and technologies actually yet to be invented will continue to transform our lives at an accelerated pace. And it's hard to know exactly what life will look like even 5 years from now. Let's imagine 50 or 100, right? But there is one thing I know. Customers always have been, and they are currently, and they will continue being a core part of our journey. And this will be for the next century for sure. Our ability to lead the way in power distribution is linked actually with our ongoing dialogue with our customers worldwide, understanding their needs, listening to their input, and collaborating with them to develop innovative solutions. In addition to that, in a world focused on digital transformation technologies, especially leveraging artificial intelligence, Schneider's comprehensive portfolio of solutions help customers increase their resiliency through predictive maintenance, I would say. Here's what I would love to ask people listening to this podcast, moreover our customers. Let's imagine a TeSys of the future that monitors your motors. And as I shared previously, you have motors everywhere. So monitor that your motors, predicts their performance, provides maintenance recommendation, and even enables you to take the right actions at the right time. This is what I believe it's what I imagine to be TeSys of the future. And actually, this is what we can do all together. And if you share the same vision, I invite any of the customers that are listening this podcast who is using our TeSys solutions to reach out the Schneider Electric teams. These are really exciting days in the motor management business, and not only in electrical distribution, moreover, throughout all the digitization and decarbonization actions that we put in place. The energy landscape is evolving dramatically to a new stage of load management that involves multiple sources of energy, right? Both incoming and outgoing. Managing an electrical distribution system is getting more and more complicated. But I would have the tendency to say with a partner like Schneider Electric and solutions like TeSys, customers can navigate successfully and enjoy the benefits that new technologies deliver. The bottom line is that Schneider wants to be the digital partner for sustainability and efficiency.
Well, boy, that was great, Iount. And the one thing that you also take away from this is, there was a time not too many years ago when people would think of motor control, motor protection, that these devices were commodities. And nothing could be further from the truth today, because these are intelligent devices that incorporate some of the latest technologies and trends like AI and really enhance productivity, profitability, quality of life. And they're really, and it's really a very, very exciting time to be in this business. So again, Iount, thank you so much for being here today. This is Craig Resnick from the ARC Advisory Group. I want to thank you very much for listening and have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me to speak with you today, Craig. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.